Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. I'm your host, Professor Hawk Sensei, and I'm glad you can make it. I'm glad you're tuning in. The birds is chirping real crazy today, but bear with me, right? The topic of discussion for today: don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. I mean that. I really do, because we live in an information age. Information is readily at our fingertips. A lot of times, reason why you're misled or you feel like you're misguided or you were lied to is because you believe everything you see. You believe everything you hear. When you hear something from a YouTube video or a source or what have you, you gotta cross-check the facts. You have to do digging. You have to do homework. You just can't depend on each and everybody out there to tell you the cold hard facts or the truth. Because people stand to lose you as a resource when you know what the truth is. People can't manipulate you into doing their bidding. People can't be controlled when they know what the fact of the matter is, when they know what the cold hard facts is. So a lot of times, somebody that's in a position of authority or higher insight or enlightenment, they may want to keep you under their thumb. They may want to keep you under their thumb because there's a benefit to be had when you're none the wiser. They can manipulate money up out of your pocket. They can manipulate labor. I mean, it's a lot of different things. We're not going to go too in-depth into that. We want to stay on topic today, and the topic is don't let them fool you. In the Bible, it tells us, do not be deceived. Now, that sounds simple. I know it does. That sounds simple, but how is it that you can get to a place where you are unable to be deceived? That place is impossible. But what I can tell you is this. You can study and show thyself approved. You can learn. You can gain insight. You can interact with people. Gain experience in life and in social interactions. That's the best way to get to a place where it's difficult to be deceived. Not impossible. You can always be deceived. You can always be deceived. But the Bible tells us do not be deceived. And the reason why it tells us that is because when you're deceived, you could believe that something false is the truth. And if you believe that something false is the truth, you're going to move wrong. You're going to think wrong. You're going to act wrong. You're going to do wrong and think it's right. That's why you got to do everything in your power to not be deceived. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes will happen. Mistakes will happen. But ultimately, what we want to do is become well-read. We want to become insightful. We want to gain understanding so that it's very difficult to manipulate our perspectives and our beliefs to be led astray. That's what they mean by study and show thyself approved. Because if you don't know anything, you'll fall for anything. Or should I say, if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. You got to have some type of integrity. You got to have some type of honesty. Some type of authenticity. Because if you don't know who you are, people are going to color you and dye you into whatever color they need you to be. Whatever hue, whatever shade. This is the importance of not being deceived. You probably being deceived, not on an intense level, but every day you being deceived. Somebody always trying to put a wool over your eyes. Somebody always trying to lie to you. Somebody always trying to play in your face. You got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to learn how to read people. Only way you can learn how to read people is interacting with more people. Having experiences. Going through trials and tribulations. And gaining insight. This is a wicked, twisted world that we live in. And the more You listen to everything outside of you, the less you'll know who you are on the inside. Don't be deceived. Don't be manipulated. Don't be tricked. Don't be coaxed. Don't conform. I know there's a lot of talk about his truth and her truth nowadays, but I keep telling y'all the only thing that matters is the truth. And when you have the truth, you cannot be deceived. So always seek the truth. Always, in all things, seek the truth. They say that the truth will set you free. Because when you don't know the truth, you are bound. You are bound to what is false. You are bound to what is not real. And because you believe in it, your mind makes it real. Just like they said in the Matrix. I thought that wasn't real. Your mind makes it real, Leo. That's what's going on. The things that you believe that you don't know are false are leading you astray. And you're none the wiser. Why? Because you haven't done any digging. You've done no homework. You haven't studied and shown thyself approved. When I say do your homework and study, you know what I mean? I'm not asking you to get out a notebook and write down notes and do an essay and give me a dissertation. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is learn what you can learn about your situation, about the people that you're interacting with, about the profession or the trades that you're into, about the endeavors and the extracurricular activities that you would like to do and work on. In order to get to a place where it's difficult for people to deceive you and manipulate you and coax you and goad you and influence you, because we are in the age of the influencer. Everybody wants to be an influencer, right? The more you listen to everybody else, the less you will know who you are. The less you know who you are, the easier it is for everyone else to deceive you. So it's a couple things you actually have to do. The first thing is, you got to do your soul searching. You got to do your inner workings. You need to figure out who you are. If you got to replay everything that you went through in life, then that's what you got to do. You need to remember who you are. You let people get in your ear long enough, you're going to forget who you was. And you're going to think you are exactly who they told you. But deep down inside, we all know who we are. And if we don't know who we are, we at least know who we want to be. You know? When you discover your true self, you won't just let anybody tell you anything. In order to get away from deception, you have to ask more questions. I'm going to say that again. In order to get away from deception, you have to ask more questions. Because a lot of times, when someone's lying or telling something that's not true, they have to remember the thing that they said that was not true every single time they open their mouth. So when you feel like somebody's lying, don't question them right away. Just let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Maybe don't even ask them today, but ask them another day and see if the answer to that question is still the same. That's one way to read people. You got to take your time. It's not an overnight thing. No. None of this stuff that I tell you or teach you in my videos is overnight. It's something that takes time. It's a process. You develop and grow and change. You don't just get it like that. And if you got it like that, that means you already had it in you. It just was awoken. It was dormant. It resurfaced. You know what I mean? Sometimes talking to people in your childhood and your yesteryears can open up core memories that make you remember, oh, that's right, I am him. I forgot that I was him. And I said that to y'all before. Don't forget who you are. Don't let people manipulate you and steer you in the wrong direction, misguide you, influence you to be something that you're not. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them pull the veil over your eyes. When you learn how to read people, I swear, when you learn how to read people, people sometimes don't even want to get too close to you because it's like you can see through their soul. To have the gift of discernment is one of the greatest blessings that the Heavenly Father has ever given me. And I appreciate it more and more each day that I'm not deceived. And a lot of times people only want to deceive you because they want something from you. They don't have the heart to just ask you for it. But they may know you won't give it or you don't have it to give. Now, as I shut it down, as I close out the video for the day, I want to remind you not to forget who you are. I want to remind you not to forget who you are. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to copy or emulate someone else. Know thyself. Discover who you are. A part of it has to do with your childhood. Trace your memory back to the earliest ones. Flip through the pages and see if there was something that you forgot in your story that can help you remember the origin of who you are or who you truly wanted to be in the beginning. Because that's what it's all about. We're trying to find who we are and who we need to be. With that being said, I hope you learned something. I hope you liked this video. So go ahead and leave a like. I know you did if you made it this far. Go ahead and share the video because we're not stingy, we're not selfish over here. And last but not least, subscribe. Because you came back too many times not to push that button. It does me a world of good, and I can spread these great, good messages with more and more people. And maybe, just maybe, the more people we get to listen to these good daily discussions, the world may slowly change into a better place. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Class is dismissed, y'all. Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. Hope you're waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up with a plan, a purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, y'all. Class dismissed.